Hello, a very good morning and welcome to Switzerland. We are here live in Veysonnaz for the Super G of the World Paralpine World Cup. Should be a fantastic day in store. A third run of the Super G. We saw two yesterday with gold medals dished out here, there and everywhere. Some fantastic skiing. Let's take a little look back at what went down yesterday. Well, I didn't lie to you, some fantastic skiing yesterday, as you can see. And it's the third run of the Super G today. We've just been down the course actually ourselves and taken a look at it, had a chat to a few of the skiers. It is very turny, is the word on the hill at the moment. Looking forward to this one indeed. Plenty of skiers out to prove a point today. Some looking to return, some looking to hold on to double championships here in Veysonnaz. We'll see how they get on in just a moment. A reminder to get in touch with us on social media. Hashtag Paralpine. We are at Paralpine on all the usual social channels, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. And without further ado, it's time to get underway here in Veysonnaz. It's over to our race commentator, Alan March.
Thank you very much, Stephen Jameson. It's a partnership that we've had since the beginning of the World Cups, and we're going to carry that on throughout the rest of the season. My name indeed is Alan March. This is Veysonnaz. This is the hashtag you need at the bottom right hand corner of your screen, Paralpine. If you want to get in touch with us, then you can do that. If you want to follow all of the social media channels for extra content on the World Paralpine Skiing social media channels, then at Paralpine is what you need for Twitter, Instagram and Facebook indeed. Temperature wise, a little bit cooler than it was yesterday here on the mountain. Nothing that the athletes can't cope with. Current temperatures knocking around for the Para-Nordic World Championships next week in Prince George, Canada, being registered at somewhere between -15 and -22 currently. So we've got off rather lightly here in Switzerland, haven't we? 37 gates, a 2,500 metre drop. And all 6 disciplines happening again this morning. The Super G, a third contest in 2 days, a tough grueling day for everybody involved yesterday. It was action, short break and action again. And the guys and girls behind the scenes did a sterling job of making sure that we got all of the runs that we needed. The Women's Super G VI contest goes first. Menna Fitzpatrick against Melissa Perrine. It would have been great to have a couple more on the journey. You have to think that Henrietta Farkasova, had she stayed injury-free out of the World Championships, would probably be on the tour as well. Kelly Gallagher has gone back to work. Yep, these guys have jobs as well. Speak to some of the athletes and they say, I've got to go back to the real world. Well, if this is the surreal world, I'll take it every day. From top to bottom, athletes competing against each other as they have been the majority of the season. It's been a little bit of a patchy start for the World Cup. We lost an event at the end of 2018 in Selenovea due to a lack of snow. We then lost the last edition of the World Cup in Kranjska Gora due to snow and rain. Ironically, both of those places had idyllic situations when it came to the weather for their World Championship. So well done to Slovenia and Italy for stepping in and delivering the World Championships of 2019, the near on a year after Pyeongchang. It's good to start seeing the next generation of athletes. In Zagreb, we saw Veronika Eigner, just 15. Austria have some serious talent in the world of women's VI. We saw Joseph Klana at the World Championships as well, and he very nearly sneaked to gold from under the noses of Bretagnoli and the chasing Slovakians. 20-year-old Fitzpatrick, he's first out of the gate this morning. He wears the leader bib. Along with guide Jen Keogh, the 35-year-old member of the army. Didn't get to Sochi, took an injury leading up to that. She was Millie Knight's guide before Menna Fitzpatrick, but didn't the Men and Jen combination have a great time in Pyeongchang. Their celebrations for gold will never be forgotten. Joyous scenes, the realization that the great Farkasova had inexplicably dropped time. It doesn't happen very often, and you have to be there to take advantage, and Fitzpatrick and Keogh's run that day did just that. Second run giving them an opportunity, and one of those rare Farkasova mistakes opening the door. Here it's down to Fitzpatrick to set the time. This is looking back at Fitzpatrick flying through the court and through the air at times as well.
How's that?
Difficulties here for Melissa Perrine. Well, there's only two of them in it, so, well, Menna Fitzpatrick will indeed win the third of the Super G, because Perrine and Bobby Kelly, should I say, are off on the side, and that's not a dream start to the third day for the Australians. It was a victory each for Fitzpatrick and Perrine, and the Brit will continue to be the World Cup leader due to that performance this morning. Let's take a look back at just what happened to Melissa Perrine here. It's just too wide. She comes through that red gate and she knows it. And you can actually, it's just at the point where their coach is stood as well. Christian Geiger, he stood just to the left-hand side of that shot a moment ago. And, well, the three of them combined will have a chat, I'm sure, and they'll be very frustrated at that one. So it's Fitzpatrick, 1:21.77. So we'll hear from our winner in just a couple of moments around. So we can indeed go down to the start where Stephen Jameson is having a chat with our race winner.
Yeah, thank you very much, Alan. Joined down with Mena and Jen. Guys, that is a turny old course up there. How did you guys find it?
Yeah, it was quite tricky on some parts, but we inspected it really well. We got to know which direction the next gate is by using a clock face. So quite a lot of them were like 9:45 to 10 o'clock, which is quite turny.
And quite precise.
Yeah. But it worked really well for us, and we were able to just go and have some fun and really go for it.
Yeah.
Does a course like this really put your skills to the test, Jen?
Yes, definitely, because there's not only are there lots of gates with lots of turns, there's a lot of terrain and rolls, so that requires me to modify my speed, because if I drop off really quickly and Mena's not right behind me, then she loses sight of me, and that makes it really difficult to kind of keep the connection there, which is the critical thing for guiding.
And I know obviously there's only two skiers in this category. Is that sort of a difficult thing for you guys, or are you just purely focusing on what you're doing and the time you're putting out?
We focus on exactly what we're doing. We can't really worry about anyone else. You just got to go and do your own race.
Yeah.
Focus on your own stuff, and if there's only two of you, then.
And I think we can also compare our times with the stand-up skiers as well. So we kind of measure how we're doing based on, say, the top Marie Brochet's time, and just see if we're inching closer, then that for us is a really good day.
Yeah, well, we'll take a look at that later on. Best of luck for the rest of the week, girls. Thanks for talking to us. Alan, it's back to you.
Thank you very much. Mena Fitzpatrick describing it as turny. Might not be the correct English language, but we all knew exactly what she meant. Good to hear Jen Keogh say that they consider themselves against the standing times. What a benchmark that is against somebody like Marie Brochet, Andrea Rothfuss and Ami Hondo these days. So interesting to see how those times match up indeed. But here on day number 2 in the third Super G event that we've had, it's 1:21.77 for Mena Fitzpatrick. It's a DNF for Melissa Perrine, and this is a look back at the run from Mena Fitzpatrick, and her and Keogh in sync. You heard Jen talking about the change in the terrain and the bumps in the course. Well, Mena Fitzpatrick also hits the nail on the head. You may only have two of you in the contest, but you still have to go fastest to win it, and she concentrated on her own performance, her own race line, and they got it absolutely spot on. Saw an incident yesterday where Thomas Savard and his guide nearly collided. The art of being a guide is indeed an art. It's not for everyone. Being able to control your speed whilst guiding somebody else through the course is no easy feat. If you are tuning in for the first time to Alpine skiing, and you yourself are considering becoming an Alpine skier, take note of what's about to happen on your screens. This lady is a marvel. Some would say a magician when it comes to World Para-Alpine. And she is demonstrating already the speed that she can come up with. 5 World Championship golds to add to the multiple golds she had in her collection from World and Paralympic Games beforehand. And yesterday took both of the Super G titles. It has to be said, at a canter. The rest of the standing women's world has its work cut out. There are new names coming through all the time. I mean, Hondo has caused a few eyebrows to be raised in recent weeks. Frederic Turgeon of Canada, double World Championship medalist under tough circumstances, but O'Shea smashes home a 1:15.83. You heard Fitzpatrick and Keogh saying they'll consider looking at the standing times as a benchmark. Theirs was 1:21. O'Shea lightning at 1:15. Andrea Rothfuss knows the battle that is Marie Bochet, knows the hard task that is the world #1. Only a second out of the first intermediate, that right block on the far right hand side of your screen. Through this section, 47.55 as Rothfuss takes flight. He's now some 2.4 back. Rothfuss is no mug. She is a quality athlete. And look at the gap in the time already. It's astronomical, it really is, from Bochet. Constantly improving, constantly getting quicker. There's a constant thorn in the side.
C'est un excellent temps également puisqu'elle passe en 1:18.65.
2:82 in the end is the gap. Rothfuss kind of wobbles her head a little bit. Two-year-old Hondo. Always with the pink helmet, very close to that blue gate. Almost sent it a friend request. 3:26 is the time through this right-hander. Outside already. 2.71. Rothfuss was only a second back at that point. Picking up speed through this next section, all wide, and that's where we lost Melissa Perrine earlier on, but Hondo very cleverly nipping back inside and getting through the gate nicely.
Voilà.
4.14 now the gap though. One of the moments of the world champs picking up a surprise bronze. Those time here is 1:22.30 and you can see by the head that went down just there that isn't quite what Ami Hondo had in mind. Is Inge Schmidt for Switzerland. Decent runs yesterday. Vinya able to use ski poles in either hand, as you can see. 22-year-old. Speaks fantastic English. She's fluent in German and Italian as well. These athletes speak a vast amount of languages due to the amount of travelling they do.
Hondo, third one.
6 and a bit back on the lead time. She'll need to rescue some if she's going to hope to be in third position in front of Hondo. Hondo finished on 6:47 back, 1:22.30. She was already 6:45 back, so Schmidt needs a quick bottom half. into the
Voilà, Smith à l'arrivée.
into the finish line. 9.99 sounds like a bargain of a time. On 15.83, still the lead time. Schmidt on 25.84. Rest of the athletes, and it's a nicer start for Ursula Marimon from Spain, Ahmed Mioka, and a long wait yesterday, and that's hard for any athlete to cope with, standing in the cold. Marimon, one of our single leg skiers on the circuit, with experience, Ursula. Seconds back in the early stages. 8-year-old working her way through the course. A couple of 9th place finishers at World Championships in past. Slalom in 2011 and the slalom in 2013. The athletes have got younger and quicker. Ursula has seen less opportunity to be inside the top 10 at major events. Screaming as she comes into the latter stages.
Un podium fantastique, une française, une allemande et une japonaise.
Of this competition, he's going to take it. 21.72 the difference for Marimon and Boucher. The Spaniard has a look back at her time and shakes the head. The order that they started in is indeed the order that they finish. Many of people watching on holidaymakers perhaps unaware that this was taking place at their resort, but they're aware now. Rocher from Rothfuss, from Hondo, Schmidt and Marimon is the running order that we started with, and those that went down kept a time that meant they stayed exactly how they were on paper. So the great Marie Boucher with another victory on the Super G. It's 3 out of 3 for Boucher. Pereus, Boucher and Pedersen also did the double yesterday. As we take a look back at Marie Boucher flying through. Well, we can see Boucher there, we can hear from her right now.
Thank you very much, Alan. Yeah, joined here by Marie down at the bottom. Marie, another win for you. How did you find today compared to yesterday? Very different course up there, I know.
Yeah, it's very different. It's a new Super G, more technical, I think. It's the German coach who set it, and it's nice. It's very cool to have a few Super G, very different, and I enjoy this run. I'm a little bit more scared than yesterday, but I'm very happy with my race today. I think, yes, I can say that.
Did you prefer this course or did you prefer yesterday's course if you had to choose one?
I think it's just perfect because we have a course easier yesterday for the first day, and it's more technical today, so it's cool because we are more ready, more prepared, and we are able to do something different today, so I'm very happy that they arrived to set on things very different.
Bit of everything, which is what we like. Marie, congratulations on the win. We look forward to watching you tomorrow. Alan, it's back to you.
Interesting to see that here, at least Marie Boucher explaining the course is a little bit trickier today. He's got a bit of time to catch up on some social media. At Alpine is the place to be. With us on the live stream is also the place to be. Laurie Stevens, Annalena Forster, Mamoka Muraoka, Margaret Van Bergen, Victoria Pendergast are the ladies that will take us through the women's sitting category. Alina Forster won the first run. Made a bit of a mistake during the second of the competitions yesterday, and that allowed Momoka Monaoka to take top spot. As Stephen Jameson chatting away. Americans have happily planted their flag on the top of that building. Of the United States of America. Experienced skier with multiple medals to her name. Those the recent World Championships last week, suggesting that she is still in the mix, still hungry to take titles. Talked about this at length over the past few days as well, but there are openings in the categories for fresh talent. Like every sport, it needs its next generation. The difference with parasport is that that phrase doesn't exist for just young talent, it's talent in general. Take people like Renaud Murgenfer of Austria, for instance, coming into the sport in his 50s. Who have an impairment, whether born with it or inheriting. Stevens crosses in 1:26.32. The sport is very much open to everybody. Like any sports, it needs that next generation. Young or old, who will the future names be? Alina Forster has been around a little while already, but is very much one that will keep on going, it would seem. 1.52 ahead. That's a difficult section to come through. It's the little footbridge.
First one for the United States of America.
Holidaymakers have to go underneath that. Snow over the top. It means that the skiers themselves will leave the slope for a brief moment. And a bit like Mel Perrine, if you don't get down on the left-hand side, you struggle to make the next gate. 2.71 the difference now for Forster. 23 years of age. Lives in Freiburg these days. He debuted in 2012, but has a host of gold, silver and bronze medals. And looking like being well inside the 1:26.32. How much inside? Lost a little bit of time at the bottom, but it is the new leader. This was one of the winners from yesterday. This is another of the winners from yesterday, Momoka Muraoka. Youngest of the start list, just 21. Olympic champion. Moving to slalom events as of tomorrow, 3 straight days of slalom.
Time to break 1:33.92. Win van chronometer Torabach.
Just time through this next section, 52.70. Oka wasn't far behind. It's a second now, but we did witness Forster lose a little bit of time in this bottom section compared to Laurie Stevens. It's the 21-year-old from Saitama, something extra in this bottom part. Condition that causes an inflammation of the spinal cord.
Attention, la voilà qui arrive, Momoka.
1:23.92. Oh yes, 0.25 from Momoka Muraoka. It is a big, big finish. She's pulled back over a second at the bottom of that course. Van Bergen has showed us she has some very, very quick times in her locker. She will be the first to admit she showed us that she can make a mistake. Well, it's nothing that she could have done about it particularly. Barbara Van Bergen, we hope, is all right there. She's made her way into the netting.
Can you help me? Pouvez-vous m'aider?
Number 11 is starting.
Just sliding out from under on the left side.
Number 11 wants to miss the race.
Just being assisted out of the netting, so that will cause a brief delay. Van Bergen, as I was just saying, has been coming up with some tremendous times through the intermediate splits. See Muraoka's leading time, 1:23.67, not far in front of Annalena Forster at all. Victoria Pendergast last to go. Good to see Van Bergen up and about. The gate is all right as well, apparently. So Van Bergen goes out of the contest as she did yesterday. Standing skiers staying around to have a chat with their friends. It is a sport that's watched by many. I wonder how much skiing these two have seen over time. She doesn't look happy with him, does she? Barbara Van Bergen being allowed out through the sides. Just take a look back once again, and just about there I was saying she is capable of a mistake. Well, that wasn't necessarily hers. She's just hit a groove in the course. Some might say the mistake is not being at the right line maybe, but have to feel for Van Bergen. Again, up at the split. Now, Tori Pendergast.
Yeah, do it, let's do it.
He's ready and waiting with a focus on the face. He was instrumental in sourcing a cake yesterday for the Australian team to give to her teammate and guide Bobby Kelly. Bobby, the guide of Melissa Perrine, having a birthday here on the tour like many of the athletes, and Tori Pendergast took it upon herself to speak to the staff at the hotel and organise a cake for her teammate. So nice to be a part of those celebrations yesterday. The entire hotel singing happy birthday. As I was mentioning, there is a real family feel to the sport. You spend so much time in the same hotels, on the tour, travelling in the same vehicles for hours on end together. So the athletes themselves make a great point of trying to get along as much as they're competing against. Look at the concentration and the determination being shown by Tori Pendergast. Like Barbara Van Bergen, is capable of really good speeds. Also like Barbara Van Bergen, is capable of taking a tumble when in a good position. Next day, yesterday for Tori. 25.30 this right-hand turn. She'll be behind the lead time. So 2.42 back as it stands. That would leave her in 4th position behind Stevens. Can she find some speed through here? She's got to get back inside that blue gate. She has done. Pendergast continues on, dropping down into this long right-hander. Really steady today, Tori. Nailing the landing this time round. 3.21 seconds back. Will remain in position if it continues like this. Picking her up here. Another long right. We heard Moshe talk about the technical element of the turns on the course today. Monoski fighting the course along with Tori Pendergast. 123 won't be achievable, but can she find a little bit more speed here to get into the top 3? No, 126.66, 2.99, and well, didn't seem overly joyed. A few of the ladies from the standing category at the bottom to offer their support. This is just outside, just over 3/10 of a second for Pendergast against Stevens. Stevens takes third, less than 3 seconds back on Forster, and there's not a lot at all separating Forster and Momoka Muraoka. Should be able to speak to Momoka Muraoka. My recollections suggest that she speaks a fair, decent level of English without an interpreter. I don't think there is an interpreter at the bottom, so Stephen will have a chat, I'm sure, with Momoka. In fact, that is correct. So we're going to go down to the start, or the finish line, where Stephen Jameson is with our race winner.
Yeah, thank you very much, Alan. Joined by Momoka here at the finish. Congratulations on another gold medal. 2 in 2 days. How do you feel?
Thank you. So I'm so very happy. This course is so difficult course and very wavy. So, but today's race, so I can do my best. So I'm so great.
And you did fantastically well. How different was today compared to yesterday? It's a very different course.
Yeah, so today's course is gate and so very far and yeah.
We know what you mean. That's okay. Momoka, congratulations. 2 gold medals in 2 days. Best of luck tomorrow as well. Alan, it's back to you.
Thank you to Muraoka for chatting with Stephen Jameson. The pink frame of the monoski at the bottom of her device, and again, all those monoskis very much set per athlete. There's no 2 monoskis the same, really. A bit like no VI skier is exactly the same as another. They all got different tactics with their guides. They'll all have different communication ways of doing things. Burton, Jareus, Savard, De La Place, Manik Kubatska, who struggled yesterday with a DNF on the course, the only one of our VI skiers in the men's category that is a B1. You'll notice at the end of their name they have a classification within this category. So B1 denotes those with the lowest visual acuity or none. B3 would be the highest. B2 is the middle ground. So again, you'll note the different styles for each of those differing impairments. Calculations are made and done over a couple of decades and perfected by the IPC and the World Para-Alpine team. You see the factored times at the bottom of your screen on the right side. I mentioned a little bit earlier on, the coverage of snow sport continues for the IPC next week when everything moves over to Canada for the Nordic World Championships. Here's a man that's competed in those very championships, as well as Paralympic Games as well. Biathlon, long distance skiing was his thing. Now realise you can do it a lot shorter, but a heck of a lot quicker as well. Kevin Burton with guide Kurt Grimmelman. Podium place yesterday for the American. This is kind of what we were alluding to earlier on in our conversation. The competition in the categories are wide open for people to join, whether they're a youngster just coming into the sport or a para-athlete from another sport. We have Della Place, who's come to us from para-athletics and looks very competent indeed. Arthur van Bergen comes to us from wheelchair basketball. The Italian standing athlete is a former European medalist in athletics as well, so it is a sport where you can come from another para-discipline and try your luck. One of the Japanese sit skiers is also turning himself into a para-powerlifter in hopes of going to the next Summer Games in 18 months or so. Burton gets across the line at 1:15.73. All that fair. This man was great yesterday. Miroslav Heraeus. No Jakub Krakow, the World Cup at the moment. So Heraeus is the forerunner for everybody. He's the current leader after winning both yesterday. All of the men's events were won with a double. Heraeus, Balche, Jesper Pedersen maybe surprising Jeroen Kampscheur. Heraeus is just 0.91 up at the first intermediate, but he's been very quick through here. Has he stretched that gap? 47.16. He has, only 1.67. Maros Hudik, as always, the guides communicating through the Bluetooth headsets and speakers that they have in the helmets. See a difference with Marek Kobachka a little bit later. His guide using a speaker on the back to guide through sound as well as instruction. Instruction here for Heraeus is quick, and he is quick. 2.8 seconds in front of Kevin Burton. He is the leader of the Super G. He's the leader of this one as well.
Była to dobra jazda.
No, si tam odskočil Lada. Hore na tej hrane si čo spravil? Si zabrzdil voľako, či čo? Dole do roviny.
Aj tam som mimo skočil do piči.
Tam si mimo skočil, ale už prečo.
We go then. Thomas Savard. He and Johan Lamey. Jump feature, oh, he's just got inside that blue gate again. We started the day with Melissa Perrine struggling to get back inside. Savard scoots through. And again, a completely different style here. I mentioned that no two VI skiers are the same. The distance often surprises me between Savard and Lemay. But they will have their own tactics, they will have their own reasoning. Savard just struggling with the course a little, finding himself on 2.5 seconds back so far. 1:17:45 for the 17-year-old Frenchman. Their difficulties yesterday. Very, very close at one section. Felt like De La Place was quicker than Jourdain. And they're close again here. There's a little bit of work to do. It's a very, very new team. It really is. De La Place is pushing and pushing, and as you can see, maybe 3 or 4 yards between he and his guide at that point, but they certainly get closer than that. Following down, De La Place finding himself just a second behind Tareos. This could be an opportunity for a podium place finish again. Top 3 given their awards at the top of the mountain outside of the restaurant here in Veysonnaz. Into the final section then. 1:12.93 will go. Is that good enough for second? He's lost a bit towards the bottom. Not too much though. It's second for Hyacinth De La Place, and they are on the podium and delighted with that performance. Yes, says he. I mentioned this a little earlier on. The difference between a B1 and a B3. The black goggles of Marek Kubacka, but you also see on the bottom right corner of your screen his factored time, and that is the slow section that they really have to work hard on. His factored time is 62.12. So again, you start getting your stopwatches out. It doesn't work like that. The factored time means that the clock runs slower to give an accurate time. It's a speaker on the back so that the athlete can follow the sound. Remember, no sight whatsoever for Marek Kubacka, unlike the B2 and B3 athletes. Kubacka has to follow the sound as well as the instructions. Unique set up for just the B1 classified athletes. In the grander scheme of things, there was a couple in Pyeongchang with athletes competing as B1. Kubacka is a regular on the World Cup circuit, world champs as well, and if you think that he doesn't stand a chance, he won one of the World Championship medals on offer. He was greeted to huge cheers as well when it happened in Kranjska Gora. It is such bravery to take this on, and the skill of Maria Zatovikova as a guide. Kubacka has to put every ounce of trust and faith into Maria, and they get the rewards on certain occasions. This is not going to be one of those. 1:22.48. The Super G just proving too much on this occasion for Kubacka, which means that Miroslav Heraeus keeps up his perfect run as well as Marie Bochet. Say Super G isn't for everyone, the same way that slalom isn't for everyone. So Heraeus takes it 1:12.93. Hyacinth De La Place was delighted with his run, 1:14.56. Kevin Burton with a good run to start the competition, 1:15.73. Thomas Savard, I think he'll feel like he can go quicker than that. Again, more work to be done, but he is just 17. So whilst De La Place has come from athletics and is learning the sport from that sense, Savard is a youngster and will get stronger and more confident, more competent as well. Marek Kubacka, we expect more from him later in this week. We can hear from the winner twice yesterday, one more today. He's with Stephen Jameson.
Yeah, thank you very much, Alan. Joined at the finish line here by Miroslav Harris. Miroslav, a huge congratulations to you. That is 3 gold medals in the Super G out of 3. How do you feel?
Tak cítim sa, pretek bol pre mňa ťažký, náročný, keďže som išiel s tým, že môžem získať hat-trick, takže sa psychicky na to nastaviť, aby som podal dobrý výkon a som rád, že sa mi to podarilo a že sme vynikajúci jazdu.
So I feel very good because today I was little bit afraid, or I have a little bit of stress because I was realizing that I could have 3 medals today. So I just wanted to keep calm and just go the way down as I know how to do it.
And comparing yesterday to today, what was different for you? I know the course is different, but did anything else feel different as well?
Že oproti včerajšku, že aká bola dneska iná trať, že či cítiš nejaký rozdiel medzi včerajšom a dneskajškom?
Tak horná časť bola veľmi rýchla, bolo to postavené a ten spodok bol technický. A v tej rýchlej pasáži som dneska zrobil jednu chybu a som rád, že to vyplývalo asi z tej rýchlosti a že sme obsadili prvé miesto.
So the upper part today was much faster than yesterday, and this lower part was more technical for me. And in the upper part, I made a mistake, but I think it was because of the fast. But in the end, I'm very happy that I managed to win this race again.
Yeah, congratulations, Miroslav. It's the hat trick, the same in Slovakian as it is in English. Congratulations. Alan, it's back to you.
I feel like Stephen should work on his Slovakian, his Japanese, get these interviews in, but well done to him. Right, off to the men's standing event we go then. This is the most subscribed of the 2. Arthur Bauchet is a double winner, just like Miroslav Heraeus and Marie Bauchet. So far, the magic man from France goes with bib number 18. Masawa, Prijancic, Walsh, Salka, there's a good list. And that's not counting the 3 Swiss guys at the bottom there. We've also got Davide Bendotti, Manuel Bordanks, who's showing signs of improving all the time, and young Japanese athlete Kohei Takahashi will be last to go in the Super G. We can head up to the start where this competition is about to get underway. So it will be Arthur Bauchet who's first from the start blocks. Can he make it 3 from 3? The difference today is he gets to go first and everybody has to chase him down. The last 2 events in Super G, he's chased down Theo Remeux. Bauchet coming through the first intermediate, 21 seconds. He's very graceful, isn't he? Very graceful indeed. I've seen a few struggle with that section. 18-year-old with impaired muscle power. Always had to use every bit of muscle power there. Was on one leg as he landed. Well, he certainly can't accuse him of not throwing himself at the gates here. Condition that affects his spinal cord, gives him tremors in his legs, which means he really has to work hard. And as he waves at the cameraman for covering him in snow, 109.85, we can just about make him out through there. He is your leader. Will he still be there when we've had the rest of the athletes? Sauer is the first to try and challenge. 21-year-old single leg skier. He's a full second and a bit back over the first intermediate. Tricky single leg skiers when they leave the slope through a jump section. See, using the outriggers that you would normally associate with the sit skiers, just to give that extra bit of balance and explosiveness. 55 down at the second intermediate then, chasing down on the man that's won both Super Gs so far. How close can Massawa be to that 109.85? He's already gone past it. So he's lost a bit of time at the bottom where Balchet was quick, and he dropped a full 3 seconds in that bottom section. As the next few athletes go, we'll be able to tell whether that was Balchet's brilliance or a mistake from Massawa. Niko Pijancic. Mentioned yesterday the 2 Austrians wearing rather nice costumes. Ski outfits standing out on the mountain. Can they get their times to stand out? 21.39, he's 1:22 back, so that's third in the early stages. But as you mentioned, did Massawa have an issue at the bottom? It was just that Balchet was super quick. Some people watching on, they want to know what on earth is happening. Well, they're getting a bird's eye view of some of the world's finest para-athletes as Pijancic really takes to the air towards the second intermediate, but 188 back. He's not so far behind Massawa. This is the important part. We learn a lot about the last 2 runs from Niko Pijancic here. 21-year-old drops into this right-hander, 110, 111, 112. It's second. Suggests that not only was Balchet quick, that Massawa did indeed have an issue towards the bottom, so he might struggle to stay with the top 6 or 7. Thomas Walsh is in the running for an award of American Skier of the month of January for his exploits, not only in the World Cup but at the World Championships as well. Didn't quite get enough votes. He is desperate to get his first podium at a speed event. You can see the effort that's going in. 0.93 behind is the closest anyone's been to Balchet. For Walsh to stand a chance with people like Gemur and Kusch and Marcus Salka still to come, he has to put himself in second, and he has to put himself somewhere near. He is the closest so far. He's quicker than Massawa, he's quicker than Pijancic. 4-year-old into the final left-hander then. A short right and down, he'll tuck right in as much as he can. That's good from Thomas Walsh, he really is. 1:11.47. What does his reaction tell us? It's an average one from Thomas Walsh. You can often read a lot from him normally. Seven-year-old Marcus Salka, customs officer. His day job. World Cup winner a couple of years back. Flag bearer for Austria at the closing ceremony of the Olympics in 2014. This is quick from Salka, and this is trouble for Balchet and Thomas Walsh. Walsh, as we mentioned, in hunt for a first podium place at the Super G. At the moment, Salka inside Balchet's first time, inside Balchet's second time. Marcus Salka on the charge. And the man with the golden helmet come up with a golden performance here. 0.8 isn't a great deal if you make one little mistake. The Austrian leading the charge. He said that Balchet normally starts behind everybody. He had to start first today. Salka! No! Point 11. Well, we said we were trying to figure out if Balche was quick in the bottom section. That would suggest he was. Salka was ahead. Now he's second. Christoph Schneider. The Austrians in those outfits. He choosing the blue as opposed to the red. We saw with Nico Krijancic. Schneider having an early struggle, 2 seconds back, would leave him in last position currently. .3:12 the time, but it's going to be dropping even further back, 2:79 for Schneider. Of age. Got involved in Paris skiing in 2014, so there's still shakes the head coming through. He hasn't enjoyed that, has he? Christoph Schneider. Well then, Rochelle. 5-year-old from France. With his sister into the world of skiing, but had a motorcycle accident back in 2009. But after that, he said, I want to be involved in skiing still, and finds himself a decade after that accident, having competed at the World Championships, the Olympic Games. His aim is to get faster. He's third currently, 0.23 behind. Seven now, leaving him down in 5th position then. Left leg amputee. Stick under the lower left leg.
Et le voilà qui arrive, Jordan -1 qu'on félicite bien fort. Oh là, c'est bon, c'est un bon temps pour Jordan -1. Félicitations.
Skiers at the bottom cheering him on. They're all staying around for each other. It's 4th for Blossan. Those in between Krijancic and Walsh. Now then, a serious contender to take Balche from the top. World champion. Might not have won the Super Combined this time round, but he's certainly still the world champion at Super G. Into this right-hander, 2095, was behind 0.79 from Theo Rimmer in the early stages. The giant slalom, downhill and Super G Paralympic champion. Work to do here in Switzerland if he's going to stop after Balche from making it from 3 in the Super G. 3:12 as he comes through this second intermediate. It's 0.89. He lost a 10th through that section. Can he find the line that Balche did in this bottom section, or will he too, like Salka, drop more time? Theo knows how to win on the big stage. Has he got a World Cup run in him? Haven't seen that way. 109.85. Oh, that's brilliant. The Paralympic champion has found an absolute mountain of time at the bottom. And only he will be able to tell you how. What a run. You can see people applauding at the bottom. Balche starts to move from the leader box. He's been there so long. What a run from Theo Rimmer. Thomas Field. Second of 3 Swiss athletes to come in a row here. Kusch with the last. Field. Seconds down.
Coupe du Monde Paralympique
Talking about that. Bottom half from Theo Rimmer. Went from being nearly a second down to being 7/10 up come the line, and he really was throwing himself into it, Theo Rimmer. Thomas Field now into this section.
Et voilà, unsere
Schweizer to have sped up a little bit. Inside 1:14, 3.99 seconds back, leaves him in 7th. Got a feel for Thomas Walsh, pushed into 4th position because of Theo Rimmer, which means that Walsh will miss out on that elusive speed medal for him. Robin Kusch. 20-year-old. Watching the third of 3 Swiss athletes to go in a row. Good yesterday. Continue to find the speed. Just 0.73 back on Salka. That's quicker than Rimmer was through this section. As well to regain balance on landing. Just got a surprise. His sleeve, 43.12. Remember, Salka was still ahead here. He's just outside of Theo Rimmer's time through there. The Swiss team got a plan for this bottom section then. Can Kusch find the speed that Theo Rimmer did a matter of moments ago? 0.92. Rimmer went from 0.8 behind to 0.7 in front. 109 is going to slip away. And it's 4th. Kusch misses out on the podium as well. 1.77. Drops 8/10 of a second in the bottom section. And that leaves Robin Kusch outside of the podium places as well. Davide Bendotti, 24 years of age. His debut in 2015, was ever so proud to compete for the World Championships in 2017 in Treviso, and you see the difficulties of the single leg skiers to control that jump section. There's a couple more to come for him, for Bendotti. 2.49 seconds down in the opening stages. It's difficult as well because you get over just to the left slightly, and then you have to swing to your right hand side. It's some 5 seconds back. It's really pulling himself back for speed when it comes to those sections. Struggling to maintain his balance, but he has done. Davide Bendotti crosses in 1:17.30, gets across to take a look, 8.15 seconds back. As we move into the final 2 athletes, this is Manuel Bordanks. Bordanks 0.95, we've seen some very good runs from Bordanks yesterday. Seat of the pants kind of stuff. You got from his facial expression that he was more relieved to have got down. Oh, and just a bit too much on the gas going through there, and he goes wide of the gate. And Manuel Bordanks goes out of Super G3. Just overcooks it, doesn't he? Got over the jump, trying to dip into his right side. Difficulties with the prosthetic on that side of the body as well. Just couldn't pull it back. He was going quickly. See the disappointment on the face of Manuel Bordanks. This is Kohei Takahashi. 18-year-old. Over to Pyeongchang to compete at the Paralympics last year. More about learning. Oh, and Takahashi just getting inside that blue gate. 2-3 seconds back. It's very much a learning part of his career for Kohei Takahashi. Oh, he's just clipped that gate, and unfortunately for the young Japanese skier, it's took him off balance, it's took him off course, and it's taken him out of the competition here in Veysonnaz. Sometimes it's the simplest of things. He's just going to lean into his left here, and he just gets his body caught against the gate. Puts him off balance, and he just loses the skis from underneath him. And all you can do then is slide to a halt. And that indeed brings to a halt his day here in Switzerland. So it's Theo Gemert who takes the title, just 7/10 of a second from Arthur Balche. Marcus Sauker is in third. Three of them inside 1:10. Not a great deal to separate all three of them. Robin Kusch and Thomas Walsh are the guys that miss out. Well, we can hear from our winner in just a matter of moments. You see the bottom, just the two that didn't finish, but we can hear from Theo Gemert, who is down at the finish with Stephen Jameson.
Thank you very much, Alan. Yeah, joined here by Theo Gemert. Theo, huge congratulations. As the announcer down here has just said, you got your revenge from yesterday. Gold today, how do you feel?
Yeah, I am happy. I got my victory at home, so yeah, it's good. It's good feeling, and yeah, yesterday I couldn't let Arthur win my race home, so it's good.
I know you, from speaking to you last year, you love skiing here in Veysonnaz. What's so special about it for you?
Yeah, it's my home slope. I ski like, I don't know, 100 times on this slope, so it's really good, and I really like this slope.
And looking forward to the rest of the week. I know GS is something that I know you love on this slope from last year. How excited are you to go now in that, having got the gold here in the Super G?
I'm maybe more excited than the Super G for the Giant, and yeah, I will try my best again to beat again Boche tomorrow and after tomorrow.
Speak to me a little bit about that rival between yourself and Arthur. I know you're perfectly friendly off the slope, but on the slope it's so competitive and so close. Does that help spur you on when you're going down?
Yeah, on the slope it's the war against me and Boche, but you know, it's a sport, and it's good to push also the level of our sport higher. And yeah, it's a really good fight during this season.
We can't wait to watch you do battle again tomorrow. Congratulations on getting the win today.
Thanks a lot.
Alan, it's back to you.
It's great to hear the athletes talk about how competitive it is between each other. Theo Gemert describing his and Arthur Balche's competitiveness as a war on the slopes. in this battle, it was Deo Gamur that came out on top, but they will battle it out again, I am sure. Now we're into the men's sitting event, final event of our second D here in Switzerland. Andrew Kirker looking to try and put behind a potentially disappointing World Championships, a Paralympic gold medalist, always wearing that smile, the American. Jesper Pedersen has done the double so far. Jeroen Kampstra is a 5-time world champion. The men's sitting really does whet the appetite. It really is unpredictable as it comes. If anybody's missing some skis, we've found them. These two have gone out shopping and got lost. So final bit of action for day number 2. And I said he's always smiling. Andrew Kirker doing just that right at the start. Or is that a grimace? Can't quite tell. The crocodile skin, it's not real, on the front of the mono ski. Guys liking to make up their mono skis to suit. Kirker will want to be nice and snappy down the mountain this morning. Approaching midday here in Switzerland. Kirker first to go. 13 sit skiers scheduled. How cool and composed did Andrew Kirker take that jump just there? A little arm out to the side. No biggie at all for Andrew Kirker. Coping with that very nicely indeed. In this drop section, real quick through here, and then a sharp left, really puts paid to that, and a swinging right through here. Kirker gets to go first, he gets to set the first time. The difficulty is making sure you finish, and Kirker is just 2 gates from doing so. Into this right, points towards the finish. 1:15.01 for Andrew Kirker. Is that good enough for the American to find a podium place? Here's the leader so far. He's chased down Jeroen Kampstra the last couple of days. This time he has to go in front of the great Dutchman. 2 youngsters, a little bit like Theo Gemeur and Balchet, are used to each other now, and certainly enjoy the competition. He hasn't lost a World Cup race yet, and he's inside Kirker. 0.85 for Jesper Pedersen. Stefan Bergen. Getting back from an illness after the games. Said to us that he just wasn't quite ready for the World Champs, but he would give it a go, and he certainly did. Won both the events at Zagreb in the build-up to those World Champs. He had to use that to get some race practice. That was the first race practice he'd had all year. And he is shredding his way through this. 2.31 at the second intermediate. Loses a little bit towards the bottom. 1.64. The difference between Pedersen and Kirker. A little head wobble to the side. Says it's neither good or bad, you would suggest. Hiraku Misawa. He compete with the youngsters. He's only 0.32 down here. Suggests that he's found a similar line to Jesper Pedersen. Kumasawa heading down in towards the second intermediate, a 31-year-old from Matsumoto. Very experienced skier indeed, been competing at World Championships since 2004, was only 0.9 back. We saw Kampster lose time in this bottom section. Masawa is dropping time.
Arrival 1:59.
Hirokano, should I say, getting across the line.
Such a big difference. Kano, troisième, avec 2 secondes et 63
Murat Pelli now. Took a big fall yesterday. Somebody said to him at dinner yesterday, "You all right?" And his simple answer was, "Of course. It's only my head," he then said. Which, this was the area that it happened. So Pelli safely through. He had a couple of distractions yesterday. He had a yellow flag out on the course for one run. Pelli some 5.11 seconds back, racing here on home turf, of course. Experienced Swiss skier carving up a slope that he would have been up and down many times. But Murat gets across 6.38 seconds back. So Pedersen, Kirker, Kano. Ruin, Kampster. Has he got the speed today to match or better Jesper Pedersen? 0.02 just demonstrates how good these two are and how close they are to each other when they're on their day. Said Pedersen hasn't lost a single World Cup race yet. Can he make it 5 from 5? And the 5-time world champion from this year's World Champs do the business, skirting inside that blue turn. 0.81 was the difference. Has he got a bit more in this lower section? 1:13.37. Get your eyes on the clock at the bottom right. 1:13.37. Oh yes! If anyone's going to stop Pedersen, it could be Kampster, and it is. 1:13.18. Smashed it. What a run from Kampster now. Can Floris Meyer take inspiration from his young teammate?
And Pedersen aus Norvège. Nous avons encore un autre favori derrière, c'est Christophe Kuhn de Suisse.
Yeah, just getting in. You could see him struggling with the line after the jump. If you don't get that right, it is a struggle. Wilson still has the 2 intermediate times, but that will mean very little in the history books. Benchmark indeed.
From the Netherlands as well.
4.14, sorry, the difference, and Maya won't get near his compatriot this time around. 9-year-old crosses the line, 5.87 seconds. The difference. Didn't seem to enjoy that. Peters had an eventful first day. He missed the final gate in one of the runs yesterday. He made his way in towards the leader box. Stephen Jameson looking at him, and he said, "I missed the gate, I'll go over there." He knew exactly what he'd done. Good line through there for Corey Peters. 0.65 down at the first intermediate. He is always a threat. He's always podium potential. Proving just that at the Paralympic Games in the downhill. 2.98 back the second section now.
New Zealand racing down.
Peters
came from very far, but because he's from New Zealand he will make 2 winters.
A little outside the blue line, that doesn't matter.
One here at Veysonnaz, the other one in his home.
Peters clocking 1:16 dead. 2.82, that's 5th position for the New Zealander. René Di Silvestro. Just 5 more to come on the start sheet after René. Two-year-old. Impairment, his spinal cord injuries. Suffered those injuries back in 2013, skiing accident. Competed in athletics in the javelin. European Championships held in Italy in 2016. He managed to compete at the World Champs held in Treviso a couple of years ago. Didn't have the best time. It was disqualified from the slalom and didn't finish the giant slalom, but his achievement of reaching World Champs can't take away. Came 7th in the slalom in Pyeongchang. Was capable of quick speed in times, but this time around, 7th, he will sit on 1:19.60. There's the Langen at a good World Championships in both Kranzken and Sellenaveer, has to be said, but hasn't enjoyed his time in Switzerland so far. Not quite on the pace. 3:15 through here, he's going to be some way behind already. 1:71 for Langen, finds himself behind. Through this second section. 7-8 back for De Langen. Di Silvestro, we now have De Langen. Where on the standings will these two separate themselves? Murat Pelli's time is bottom of the pile at the moment, 1:19.75. De Langen not going to be that far down, 4.14 behind. Puts him in the 6th position above Floris Meyer, so the two Dutchmen battling it out in the middle. Kirker still in a podium place. Will that change? Christoph Kuntz and Teiki Mori still to come. Sam Tate Oscar Espalagas Suarez, also scheduled to run as well. Heading towards the first intermediate. It's going to be a bit behind, about a second or so, 1.45. Coping with the little jump there fairly well. Christoph Kunz doesn't visibly have the speed some of the guys have been through these sections with. Quite noticeable, you can't avoid it here as they drop down to that right-hander. 46.48 has gone. This will be about 3 seconds back, 2.77 then. 26-year-old Christoph Kunz. First monoski race back in the 2002-2003 season. Lists his wife as the most influential person of his career, Stephanie, big supporter. This goes into 6, so not bad little run for Christoph Kunz, 3.58 seconds back. Former Paralympic champion of Sochi and in 2010 in Vancouver as well, so great calibre. Talking of a great calibre, Taiki Mori has one of those as well, 38-year-old. Talked about earlier on, there was an athlete who is currently trying to become a para-powerlifter as well. This is he, Taiki Mori, despite being 38 years of age. His intention is to have a very busy next 3 or 4 years. He wants to go to Tokyo and compete as a para-powerlifter. He still intends on going to Beijing in 2022 and competing in para-alpine as well. So if you're a friend or family member of Taiki Mori, I don't think you'll see a great deal of him in the next few years. He's going to be very busy, either on the slopes or pushing some weights. His time here, 1:18.13. That puts Mori down in 8th position. 2 more to come here on day 2 of the action. Sam Tate. Sam Tate is indeed confirmed as the final athlete in my ears just as he makes a start then. So 23.15 through there, and Tate has really failed to get any speed out of that opening section. Takes to the air through there and manages to stay in line with the gates as well. So Tate, who was very close to a best ever performance during the World Champs, spinning out with just a matter of gates to go. Finding the going a little tougher on this occasion, but like Tori Pendergast, concentration here for the Australians is completing their runs. And Tate doing just that, struggling with sections of the course as he goes, but he's still in it, he's still on it, and he will cross the line, Sam Tate, to register his time. Tate gets across in 1:25.58.
Race is finished, they tell me. Okay, thank you to everybody for that race.
So that was the final athlete to get across the line then. Sam Tate is indeed the final one to go. No sign of Oscar Antonio Espalaga Suarez. So it is Jeroen Kampschreur that takes victory from Jesper Pedersen. The run of World Cup victories comes to an end for the Norwegian. It's the Netherlands from Norway, from USA this time around. Kampstra and Pedersen at the moment are in a league of their own, and that could be a very interesting battle, not just this season, but for a few years to come yet. Andrew Kirker will be happy to get a decent finish and keep himself on there and inside a top three. This is Jeroen Kampstra racing through the course. He was pushed by Jesper Pedersen, who was in line for 5 out of 5, but the young Dutchman had something to say about that. They're both quick, they're both good. We can only hear from one of them. We're going to hear from the winner. Jeroen Kampstra is down at the finish line with Stephen Jameson.
Yeah, thank you very much, Alan. Joined at the finish line here by our winner, Jeroen Kampstra. Jeroen, back on top after yesterday. I just want to talk to you a little bit about that first. I know you're such a competitor. Did that give you a little bit of extra fire today, knowing that you were second yesterday?
Yes. I was ready.
Simple answer.
I was ready for some revenge. Yeah, it was so close yesterday to lose. Yeah, by 300ths of a second. It's actually horrible knowing that you're just this close, and yeah, to get it back now as well, super close. Great run from Jesper, but yeah, I'm really happy to be back on top.
Yeah, it was roles reversed today, only 1900ths of a second in it, but this time it came for your advantage. Does that make it even sweeter in a way, knowing what you went through yesterday?
Yeah, for sure. I didn't even look at my time. I just looked at where's Jesper and where's me on the scores on the screen. So, and I was on top, and so good, such a relief, because it's a turny course, and that's what I like, and that's what I can really get my advantage out of that, making angles, and yeah, it was a course I liked, and I was motivated for first place.
For sure, and we see in the standing category when we've got Bochet and Gamur, it's almost similar with yourself and Jesper now. You've got you two at the top of the table, just constantly battling out. Does that sort of know that you've got to push yourself to the very limit, because you know if you're not 100%, then you're not getting gold?
Yeah, we push each other. It's really a love-hate relationship. Like, oh man, I really need to get this guy, but you still have respect for him because he skis well. But yeah, it's only good for the sport, knowing that you push each other, and the level is growing. It's going higher and higher.
And how much are you looking forward to GS? I know it's more your kind of cup of tea, as we say in England. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, it's my cup of tea. I like it. Yeah, let's go for some GS. I did 2 training days here in GS and felt really good. So
can't wait to watch you. Congratulations for today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jeroen. And Alan, it's back to you.
Thank you very much to Stephen Jameson. We come back down to earth. Tomorrow we start another contest altogether. That concludes all 3 of the Super G races that have been scheduled here in Veysonnaz. Wasn't it great to hear Jeroen Kampstra talk about the competition, how good it is for the sport? That's the message that we're trying to get across. If you've never tried Para-Alpine skiing competitively and you're sat at home watching this at Para-Alpine, send us a message, tell us what you think as Greg takes all of the flags out. It means we get to go home. We'll see you all again tomorrow. 10:45 local time is when the racing starts. We'll be on air at 10:38. From all of us here in Veysonnaz on day 2, goodbye.